welcome back to Nirvana Burns Addictions. And if this is your first time seeing me, if you're from my other channel, hey. If you're new, hey. Thanks for coming by, and I just hope this video helps you in some way, shape, or form. So today I'll be discussing briefly addiction and loneliness, and how one triggers the other. And I'm also going to go into how it has been a major trigger for me in my past when I was struggling with several kinds of addictions, and how we can begin just like unraveling that space and getting to the root, and yanking that root out and looking at it and seeing how we can overcome this massive emotional, very uncomfortable feeling. Now, another thing I will get into is just some things that you can do that can, I won't say take away the feelings that you have, because again, being someone who has gone through loneliness for years, I understand that space and that pain all too well, to kind of just sit here and like brush over it as if it's some kind of easy thing, because it's not. And so first, I want you to understand that when you become addicted to something, there is an aspect of yourself that you feel disconnected from. There is an aspect of yourself that you want to connect to, and there also may be something that you want to merge with. There may be aspects of yourself that you see in other people, and this is why you admire them or admire certain individuals. It's because you may see something in them that you feel is missing in you, and that's normal. That's a lot of us feel that way, but it becomes a pain and a cyclical hell, just this like revolving door of loneliness and emptiness if you don't begin recognizing that this could possibly be the root and source of your loneliness and your pain, is feeling like you're missing something. Of course, when you're in the grips of this pain, it just feels painful. You're just in pain. You just want a friend. You just want to connect to something, to someone. And a lot of the times, if you don't have another person to connect to, you will connect to substances. And this is where the abuse comes in, because now you think you found this little niche, something that can alleviate this pain, something that can help take your mind off of this hole or this void that you feel in your life. And this is where a lot of, we can use a lot of different things, such as if you're feeling this void, you might want to buy a whole bunch of crystals. I know that's why a lot of people buy crystals all the time. Like, really look at why you're buying a lot of the things you're buying. Is because you want to connect to something. It's like we as humans want to connect, we want to merge. And so if we don't have a healthy balance of feeling connected to self, feeling connected to the world around us, if we feel disconnected, that's when we start connecting to things that may not be the best things for us to be connecting to, if you understand what I'm saying. And things such as overuse of social media, overuse of alcohol, overuse of marijuana, cigarettes. All of these things, even shopping. If you are in a fortunate enough space to have the extra money to go shopping, This can be tied to shopping as well. So there are a lot of ways to look at this, and my videos are generally always just trying to get you to see things in a different light or perspective. Um, and one of the things I wanted to discuss was when you feel these emotions coming up, such as loneliness, sit with it. Recently I had this happen to me, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I had the urge to have a drink or to um, smoke. And I was just like, I mean, it was surprising because I hadn't really had an urge in 7 months that I've been, in the 7 months that I've been sober. So it was more or less like, this is an opportunity for me to acknowledge something. Maybe something's going on internally that I'm feeling a void, or I'm feeling something's empty, or I'm having this need to want to connect to something. And so let me sit with this. And I sat with it. And what I realized was that I have been feeling a little disconnected from the society, from people, from just having meaningful connections. And so that was an opportunity for me to realize, like, okay, well, now how do I begin changing this? How do I begin building those relationships that I want? How do I begin that journey? What does it look like? And I feel like if we can come to a space of always being in solution mode, or just being aware of our emotions, even if you give in to whatever it is, pause for a minute. Here's where I'm giving you a small tip. If there's no immediate solution to your loneliness and the sadness and the deep depression that comes from loneliness, write out how you feel. Right? Write out how you feel. I'm getting tongue-tied so much these days. But write it out. Begin journaling every day. That was one of the things that helped me. Maybe you're more of a creative, you like to draw. Maybe you could draw something every day. Your drawings can represent how you feel. These are just small ways to begin unraveling and understanding, like, how can I get this connection that I need? Go to free events. They have meetups, all over different, especially if you live in a big city like New York or Cali or Chicago, any place like that. You can generally find meetups of people who like to do things that you like to do. And even if this is, of course you're not going to have a deep connection with someone from just meeting them, but it can be a beginning, a small step toward meeting people who at least like the things you do. Joining a sober group, or people who are on the same journey as you, following channels like mine, seeking out Instagram accounts that share stories of people who have overcome and how they're overcoming. Always broaden your net and how to attract individuals that are either struggling with what you're struggling with or have already overcome that. And I believe, for me, that was one of the things that helped me get over my loneliness, was seeing that I'm really not alone. There are more people than you know, even people in relationships. Okay, I'll give you an example. Another way to view this is that when I was even in a relationship, I felt lonely. I remember feeling so lonely, and I remember actually feeling worse, because it's like, well, dang, I'm in a relationship. I shouldn't feel like this. But it's always deeper. It's about the connection. Do you feel connected in a valuable way with your environment with people? How are you relating to the world? And, you know, after sitting through this feeling of loneliness, you may even come to realize that you're just bored. Maybe you need a new hobby, you know. Um, you may feel anger. You may see that there's some trauma there. And you want to connect with people to avoid that, or you're socializing to numb some other emotion. You know, we can be addicts to people or just addicted to distractions also, you know. So I think that'll be it for this video. I just want to leave you with, know that all of your emotions are valid, no matter what they are, no matter how bad they feel. They're valid. You're having them for a reason. Look at them, sit with them. I know it's painful. I know it really hurts. But the more you begin looking at why you feel the way you feel, the sooner you can unravel and start moving to a space where you're not having so much emotional pain in your life, you know, especially with loneliness. Just understand that loneliness is a major key factor in why a lot of people are addicted, why a lot of people go to bars and drink and get drunk. They're really not happy with their lives. They are totally disconnected from everything and everyone. And the addictions just make it worse. It leaves you more reclused. They leave you more separated from everyone in the world. And so I wish you all luck. My name is Nirvana. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I am building this channel slowly, as I have another channel, and I'm just realizing how much work it was promoting my last channel, and how, you know, gotta have patience. So just have patience with me. But I have a lot of plans for this channel and to grow this community. So thanks for coming, thanks for stopping by, and to your wellness and your healing and virtual hugs. Later.